Chandrababu Naidu has urged people in South India, particularly in Andhra Pradesh, to have more babies.
ఎంతమంది బిడ్డలుంటే అంత ఆస్తి మనందరికీ.
MK Stalin rhetorically asked why people shouldn't have 16 children. You're probably thinking, why are these politicians suddenly interested in family size? Are they just fond of seeing kids run around? Not quite. There are deeper political, economic, and social reasons behind these statements. The low population growth in South India has been a disadvantage. But can just having more kids be the solution? Let's delve deeper. Stalin recently said something that caught everyone's attention. He brought up this old Tamil saying that goes like Padinaru Petra Peru Vaala Valgai. It basically means, may you be blessed with 16 boons and live a prosperous life. But a lot of people think that this is about having 16 children. The boons here include Pugal, Arivu, Aligu. But you know where I'm headed with all this. To run a news organization, one needs pun, that's money. And we don't take the route of asking funds from political parties or big corporates. Instead, you be the one who funds us. So you know what you have to do? You have to become a paid TNM and News Laundry subscriber. By the way, many of you write to me regularly with your views, your suggestions, and it's great to know what you're thinking. Do write to me with anything that you have to say to me at pooja@thenewsminute.com. Now back to Stalin. He said that the Tamil saying is often mistaken as advice to have 16 children. He then added that redrawing of constituencies through delimitation is making us reconsider the idea of having fewer children.
ஆனால் இன்னைக்கு நாடாளுமன்ற தொகுதியிலாம் குறையும் என்ற நிலை வருகிற போது ஏன் அளவோடு பெற்று வளமோடு வாழ வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லும் நாமும் 16 குழந்தைகளை பெற்றுக்கொள்ளலாமே என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய நிலை இன்றைக்கு உணர்வு வந்திருக்கிறது.
This is at the heart of Stalin and Naidu's assertion, delimitation. Loksabha seats are allocated based on the population. The current Loksabha strength is based on 1971 census and it's not been revised for over 50 years. If a revision takes place, and one is scheduled for 2026, it'll be based on the next census. One estimate is that the total Lok Sabha seats, if it's based on population, will increase from 543 to 846. And here's where it all gets tricky. If seats are redrawn like this, Hindi belt states could gain around 194 more MPs because their population has grown a lot, especially in states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. But southern states, which have done a good job in population control, might get only 26 more MPs. Like I said earlier, this is just an estimate. The southern states have successfully controlled their population through accessible education, particularly for women, along with better healthcare and effective family planning. Tamilnadu has brought down its total fertility rate to 1.4. It was 3.9 in 1971. By 2035, it will be the first Indian state to stabilize its population. The TFR is the average number of children a woman is expected to have in her lifetime based on the current birth rates. Other southern states too have similar fertility rates. Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh have 1.7, while Telangana and Kerala are slightly higher at around 1.8. Both Tamilnadu and United Andhra Pradesh strategically popularized sterilization and planned it meticulously for decades. But here's the irony. The southern states that have successfully controlled their population growth will now end up with fewer Lok Sabha seats. And states in the Hindi belt, which saw a massive population boom, will gain more parliamentarians. Look, the Hindi-speaking states definitely need more MPs. Right now, their representation per citizen is quite low. But asking South Indian states to have more babies, that's not the solution. What we really need is to rethink the whole delimitation process. But it's not just about having more kids. Naidu is also worried about Andhra's aging population. He recently pointed out that, like in Japan or China, Andhra could soon have a lot more elder people and not enough young people to care for them. Plus, with younger folk moving to cities, the villages are mostly left with elderly residents. And with a low fertility rate, the average age in Andhra could touch 40 in a decade. Depopulation has several reasons. With living costs increasing, people just can't afford to have more kids. Andhra Pradesh has an unemployment rate of 17%. The state currently has 7 backward districts. Look, depopulation is indeed a problem. But a country like Japan is not just asking people to make more babies, and Andhra cannot afford to. So, what's the real solution? Well, policy changes. Maybe raising the retirement age, encouraging older people to keep working, and improving healthcare for the elderly. There's also a financial aspect to all of this. The funds that the states get from the union government now also depends on the population. Until 2010, that's when the 13th Finance Commission was in place, the formula for tax allocation was based on the 1971 census. But this was changed in 2015 when the 14th Finance Commission changed the formula. The allocation was now based on the combination of 1971 and 2011 census. And in 2020, the 15th Finance Commission used only the 2011 census. This shift benefited states with higher population growth like Bihar, Jharkhand, and Uttar Pradesh, while reducing the share for states with better population control, such as those in the south. Naidu and others do have a valid concern. They've controlled their population, but now stand to lose out because of it. What we need to do is look at different solutions, like counting interstate migrants properly, or even giving more power to states to balance things out. Policymakers have to think radically. How are we going to count interstate migrants? How can centralization of power be reduced? Can more rights be given to states to address the inequality? Some experts even suggest reforming the Rajya Sabha, kind of like the US Senate, where every state gets 2 representatives, irrespective of the population. This way, the southern states won't lose out in parliament when the Loksabha is expanded. At the end of the day, it's not just about babies or population numbers. It's about making sure the political system is fair to everyone. And since Chandrababu Naidu is part of the ruling coalition, maybe he can push for some of these reforms. That's it from me for this week. Next week, I'll be traveling to Maharashtra to cover the elections there along with Shivani Kava. My colleagues from News Laundry, Manisha Pandey, Tanisha and Prateek have already finished one entire round of reporting from the ground. Sudeepto, by the way, will be going to Jharkhand to bring you ground voices. If you've seen how we've covered elections in the past, we don't just talk to politicians and see what they have to say. We go to the ground and bring you issues that matter. If you like how we cover elections and want to support us, then you can contribute to our NL Sena funds.